This is episode 8 of the Black Hills Boys podcast. We got your host, Shay Conant, Dave Daddy Christensen, and Josh doesn't have a nickname, but Josh Sack Daddy Sackman here for the show. And as we always say, welcome to the fucking show, boys.
And girls.
Get this kicked off. I want to ask Josh what he did this weekend, huh? Anything special?
I went up to the hills or down to the hills, I guess, and played a little mini golf. Kicked Nicole's ass on Friday at Pirates Cove in Rapid.
Dog.
She had to buy supper. And then Saturday, hung out with Friday night, went and got supper with Chatty B. And then Saturday we went to Taylor and Zach Olson's wedding. And then I can't really say I danced a lot, but Chatty B kind of owned that dance floor for majority of the night. Like, you'd have been proud. But yeah, it was pretty fun.
Dog.
Saturday was pretty fun. And then I just got back today, just pulled in about 10 minutes ago to the Lemon, and on the way back, I tried sneaking up on an antelope, and if I was shooting does, I would have been pretty solid. I was about 15, 20 yards from all of them, but the buck decided to just run a circle around me at like 50 yards and never ever stopped. So it was a good weekend. Now back to reality and the grind of Black Hills Boys podcast and stuff, working hard.
David?
Yeah, for one, I'm always proud of Chad Bryant. I can't think of a time I wasn't proud of Chad Bryant, so didn't need to be said, I guess. My weekend entailed a lot of football, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of personal growth, learning a lot about myself. Actually didn't black out this time when they lost, really handled it well. I'm a little scared, a little concerned with myself, I guess, but no, I just watched a lot of football. I was up till 2 a.m. watching that Colorado State game Saturday night, and then Sunday. I mean, that's pretty much all I did was watch football. So, yeah, that's it, man.
See, Saturday, woke up pretty early. Me and my grandpa looked at a combine we're trying to buy. I'm a farmer, I guess. And then literally all I did was watch football. So it was a pretty good weekend. I accidentally got drunk on Saturday night, I guess. Should say that.
You? No way.
It was an accident, a completely accident.
Things happen.
Yeah, it was pretty low key. Just went to one of those bars out in the middle of nowhere and ended up closing it down on accident. So, worked out well for everybody, I guess. But as Dave mentioned, watching that Colorado State game, I think that's our first topic we kind of want to touch on here. And it kind of took over social media, the hit by the Colorado State safety on Travis Hunter. And I guess from my perspective, the way I looked at it was, if all those Colorado guys are going to talk all this big game all the time, 24/7, post on social media, post about how much money they have, all that shit, eventually they're going to get hit. And Colorado State went into that game with absolutely nothing to lose. And I think that was just a way that they showed Colorado that they weren't there to just get blown out by 50 like everybody thought they were going to. And I don't know. I didn't think it was definitely a late hit. It was probably more aggressive than it needed to be. But from a fan of neither team, I see why the Colorado State safety did that. I'm not condoning it, but hey, it happened. That's my take on it.
Was there a flag thrown on that play? There wasn't, right? So I know I was giving you guys crap about Dave all of a sudden being an offensive guy and stuff and not liking contact, and I might have crossed the line with that. I was a little sarcastic, but watching it, yes, it was late. But I don't think the dude should be hated on by the entire country because he took out Travis Hunter.
I don't think he was intentionally trying to injure
Well,
him.
that's the thing. I he didn't hit him in the head. He
No,
didn't hit him in the knees and blow out a knee. He did. Ball was past him. I said it was like a bang bang situation, but there was probably time.
it was like a bang
Yeah,
bang bang situation. That was more like
yeah,
that.
he would have probably had time to slow up a little bit, but also you're like you said, they were there to, you know, play and not get walked over, and they that was a message like, hey, we're here to play. It sucks that he's out for 3 weeks. I saw, but I think you would rather that injury than him going up high and hitting him in the head or low and taking out a knee. So I just, I, I don't know. You brought up the money thing. I'm kind of getting tired of all the Colorado, like them just like holding up their watches and all that. Like, good for
I
you
mean,
that you're making money.
Lil Wayne
Also,
Lil Wayne did a live rap as they walked onto the
yeah,
field.
like
Like, I'm
go
not saying
over
they
the
took it
top.
too far or they're taking it too far, but yeah.
But when was the last time? And I thought about this when I was at the wedding reception. There were two little, like, I bet they were 8th graders, freshmen maybe, sitting there on their phone watching the game. Who in the world has ever, like, when has that ever happened that people are actually interested in Colorado? And,
I would say especially Colorado.
like, so all their talk and all that, I don't know, it's working to get a little hype. What do you think, David?
Yeah, I like Shay said, man, I loved Colorado State's response. I mean, they came with their dicks just hanging out. I mean, they were just super physical and, physicality in football. That I think someone said it in the group chat. It's a great equalizer, and I couldn't agree more. Um, if you're physical, man, and especially if you have a team talking shit like Colorado does, and there's that rivalry there and all these things. But as far as the hit itself, live, I thought it was actually better than what it was, and then as you see replays come out and stuff, I thought it was pretty cheap, and like they have all these targeting weak ass targeting calls all the time. Like, how is that not a targeting, or how is that not even getting reviewed for targeting? Like, what's the thought process there? But no, Colorado State came out swinging. I think that ignited them more. Obviously, changed the game. I mean, basically Colorado. You heard him say it on the broadcast. They lost pretty much two players on that one play. With him playing both sides of the ball. You lose your most explosive offensive weapon and your best lockdown corner, especially against that whatever that number 14 kid was. You guys remember his name?
I don't.
I didn't even get to
I
play the game.
I mean, Colorado State should have won the game. I mean, they
Mm-hmm.
they had every opportunity in the world. Colorado's defense is suspect, and my biggest thing, and I was cheering for Colorado, and I do think Prime's changing the game. Like you said, Josh, you got young kids watching the game. I saw a tweet from Dwayne Wade this weekend that said that was the first time he's ever watched a game on his phone. Like before, who would give a shit about Colorado?
Exactly.
But are they gonna actually storm the field when you're 24.5 point favorites? Are we gonna do that every game? Just let me know. Not a big
At
deal.
what point
no
do they
shit.
stop storming the field?
I mean, I understand a double overtime win, but you were expected to win. Like when you're
And
expected to win,
I understand it was a rivalry game too, but it's a rivalry game against Colorado State, who hasn't been relevant in football since 1885.
truly.
I
Yeah,
mean, like
I don't know, man. As a whole though, I was impressed with Colorado State. I think they're gonna win some games this year, and I think
they
sooner,
look a lot better than they have the last couple of years. That's for sure.
sooner than later, Colorado's gonna start losing games. And Josh, you mentioned the watch and stuff like that. Unfortunately, that's gonna be part of the game as we go forward. I mean, you get all that money to kids, and I can guarantee if I'm 18 to 22 years old, the shit that we would buy would, for one, get us incarcerated, and for two, we would look damn good.
It's kind of funny that you say that because I was just talking to Rosso on my way back today, and we were talking about the Z Bar and how it's no longer, and then we were discussing all the money we spent there. That was when I was broke and like didn't have it. I worked at the golf course basically to get a free membership. It wasn't that they paid me much. Can you imagine if you're making millions as a college athlete? There's no way I make it to 25 without either
Josh,
going to jail.
what is your favorite pregame football college story or game football college story? You got any?
Mine?
Yeah.
Do you have one in mind that I should tell? Because you seem to be setting me up here.
No, I just remember that squirrel.
You're disgusting.
Yeah.
You're disgusting.
Tell the story.
You chased me
I
a
want
dead
it.
squirrel. Roadkill.
No, you didn't see it coming, man. I came up behind you. That fucker got ran over, and I picked it up by his tail, and you didn't see me. And I came from the back around your face, just smacked the shit out of you.
You're disgusting. You also did that with a fish when we were floating the river once.
Yeah, that actually ruined that air mattress.
Yeah, like you ruined a lot of my fun most days. The worst part about that day though with the squirrel, that old guy who I just thought was stopping to see what we were up to, being all friendly, and I walked up to the window just happy to see him. And he basically told us that we were the worst people he had ever seen. And just because you're walking down the street, I don't even think he saw you with the squirrel. He saw you with the boombox over your shoulder, just walking. And I thought we were just having fun walking to a house. And that guy, he hated us. And when I told him I was going to be a teacher, man, he just straight up basically told me that all the kids I was going to teach were screwed.
Same thing Coonrod told you.
Yeah, he was right, but it was at the time it was a bit unnecessary. I just got hit in the face with a dead squirrel. I was on a
Flying
good
squirrel.
day. Yeah, you just sent me that video not too long ago.
Yeah, that shit had me fucking crying, bro. But that same game, I remember we were listening to no kidding, he was pissed, bro. We're listening to Molly Cyrus, walking down the street of a family community, like not good, right? And then
Neighbor, like a good neighborhood.
some dipshit swinging a squirrel around like a rope, like
Yeah.
I don't know, man. But we were
You've
drinking jungle
you've
juice.
grown up a lot.
Yeah, this weekend that showed. We were drinking that jungle juice, and then I remember they were down a bunch at halftime. I thought we left, and then somehow we ended up back at the game as soon as they won, and we stormed the field.
You drove
And I remember
a moped.
I was, yeah, oh, the moped, right? Allegedly, but I remember drinking that night out of that trophy.
Oh yeah, because that was the Mines game. Yeah, we took some shots out of that thing. Speaking of growing up, so this weekend, it was an 1811 wedding. Taylor grew up on Sugar Creek there in Spearfish. So there's a lot of people from school. Guess the over-under on how many people walked up to me in just shock that they'd be like, wow, Josh, I don't think I've ever seen you not fucked up. Or like, are you even drunk? Like, did you quit drinking? Like, it was unbelievable. How many do you think did it?
I'm gonna say 7. About 7.
6 or 7 people. And every time I'm like, guys, I'm 28 years old. Like, I'm trying not to black out every time I go to a wedding.
Did you black out?
No, I was in bed by 12:30.
Good for.
It was embarrassing though because I thought it was like when we left the dance, I thought it was 12:30, and it turned out it was 11:30. But I'm getting old, not what I used to be.
Oh, the first step is always accepting.
Yeah. Some people just call it growing up too. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. But
Maturing.
yes, something new for me. I'm trying it.
Just one more thing before we move on from the college football thing. I think if I had a dime for every time I heard somebody on TV say the word prime, I'd be a fucking millionaire by now.
Hey, that
It's getting
little
old. It's
alter
just getting
ego
old.
that guy created, you know how much money that's made him?
Yeah, no, good for him.
Yeah.
Respect
It's unbelievable.
to that guy, but
Well, he had those sunglasses, right? And he listed them for one day and made $1.2 million.
yeah.
He what?
Those sunglasses that he had bought for the team, those are his custom shades. They're like Dion shades or something like that. And he listed them, like posted them to sell them, and made $1.2 million in one day.
Let me guess.
You should buy someday.
Next episode, you two going to be wearing them?
We'll be having a special surprise, but we don't want to ruin that.
Mm-mm.
Hey, how about the Gators before you move on, Shay?
I was gonna say something about your Florida Gators, man. How'd that feel being a resident in Florida and watching the Gators just kick the shit out of Tennessee, man?
It would have been fucking awesome if I wouldn't have had Tennessee in that parlay. That'd have been
Oh
sweet.
no shit!
Yeah.
What did you think of them
Damn,
squaring up at the end of the game?
that
the,
was awesome.
the little guy against the big ass lineman.
Yeah, and they're in full
Yeah.
pads.
Yeah, they're all that was funny.
Why'd that coach call a timeout? Like, I didn't understand that.
I
Like,
didn't get to watch the end of that game, but I
So
saw
they-
the video on Twitter afterwards.
yeah, they kneel with like 9 seconds left, and Tennessee's got one timeout. It's like second down, so it's like game's over. They call a timeout, and so then they have to come back out after they already went to go shake hands, and like people are storming the field, and like all this crazy shit. The Tennessee coach calls a timeout, so they have to get everybody off the field. They got to get the teams back out there. So they snap the ball, and the kid like Mertz walks backwards like 5 steps before he takes a knee. And he like acts like he's gonna take a knee, but doesn't go down. So a defensive lineman just comes up and just fucking cream pies him, and then all hell broke loose, and you had the fights and all that stuff.
That's what happens when you do that stuff at the end of those games. Like, I get you're trying to get another snap and hoping something happens, but what was the score? Was it a one-score game?
26-7.
What was it?
26-7.
So why call the timeout when it's not even a one-score game?
Start a fight
Yeah, you're just
It's Josh
you're
Heupel,
putting your
man.
team in a
That's a South Dakota boy.
mentality,
That's South Dakota football right there.
grit.
I don't know. Pretty dumb.
That was probably Graham Mertz's best game in 3 years, though.
100%.
That's what he went to Florida to do. So there you go. You got your quarterback, Dave.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch him in a couple weeks.
Yeah, this weekend's gonna be big for Notre Dame fans.
Who they got?
Ohio State
Oh boy,
at Notre Dame.
that was a game we were gonna go to.
Yeah, but tickets are $800.
Dude,
Yep. Let's get into it, Dave. Let's break it down. Chop it up.
yeah, I mean, like I said at the beginning of the show, I was pretty disappointed. But at the end of the day, we did it to ourselves. My biggest concern right now is obviously injuries. Shay texted me earlier today. David Montgomery sounds like he'll only be 2 to 3 weeks, but Vitae didn't look good. The back of the knee.
Ooh.
I know. Oh, who was it? Someone dislocated their ankle. God, who the hell was that? Outside backer stud from last year. I can't think of his name right now.
Oh, James Houston.
James Houston fractured his
He's
ankle.
out 6 to 8. They said.
So Jerry Jacobs is fucking dog shit. 3 touchdowns given up to him, over 250 yards. I mean, I don't know, man. We had a bunch
There's
of
a hole.
I'll keep
Yeah.
going, man. We had a bunch of turnovers.
Well, I think what I noticed the most was I think we had 1 sack the entire game. Am I right? No, we had the one.
Oh, you're right. Where he scrambled the last.
He scrambled and ran back. Yeah, and that was the 1 sack. I don't know how many QB hurries we had, but our D line didn't do a fucking thing all day.
Yeah, it was Anzalone. It wasn't even D line.
Yeah, it wasn't even a D lineman. It was a linebacker that ran from 12 yards up the field. But I mean, I was just waiting. Going in the fourth quarter, I felt decent because I mean, even going back to last year, the last half of last year, our D line was decent at getting to the quarterback, I guess.
Yeah.
And Hutchinson didn't do a fucking thing all day.
Well, I'll be honest. Hutchinson's leading the league in total pressures, like over Micah Parsons and all these guys. He has more.
Yeah.
I mean, the rest of the line's got to step up.
Yeah, at some point, Kaminsky's got to do something. Losing James Houston's going to hurt a lot, but I mean, you got the Okwaras behind him. I think they still got both of them.
Well,
I think the
Pascal's
one,
hurt.
yeah, and I don't know. It was tough to watch because the D line just all game long.
It was a whole defense, man. We ran a soft cover 2 the entire game and never switched out of it. The linebackers were targeted 14 times. Guess how many times they caught the ball?
12.
14. They're 14 for 14 on targets to any linebackers for 169 yards. And so
And there was that one play they ran it was like a tight end wheel, and they had James Houston manned up on the tight end, and they had Jack Campbell rushing on the other side. It's like, why would you match up James Houston with the tight end when you have Jack Campbell at the same? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was just the formation, the front they were in, but
well, we bring
a lot of question marks.
we bring in all these DBs and shit, and we're gonna man you up with James Houston. Like I don't.
Exactly.
And what happened to all of our man stuff we were running? I mean, I know it's
Yeah.
week 2 and they're trying things and they brought these secondary guys in, but I mean, Geno Smith just shredded you, and a lot of
For
that
the second year in a row.
was turnovers and self-induced issues. I mean, we had the pick six where it looked like Goff's arm got hit. You had the David Montgomery fumble right out of halftime that gave him great field position. They scored 2 plays later. Um, we just didn't deserve to win the game.
No.
I don't think we
Uh,
deserve to win the Chiefs game either. Realistically, we should be 0-2, and it's
yeah.
not a good look. I think with Montgomery getting hurt, they need to figure out that they can utilize Gibbs the same way too. I think they can get him running downhill, but I think they're so scared to. I don't know what they're scared for, man. You take a guy in the first round. I mean, feed him the ball. I don't know.
And you took a. I mean, going into the draft, you didn't see. I didn't see Gibbs going top 10, top 15, top 20. I
I'm
mean,
glad.
maybe a late first round pick. I mean, and obviously you've seen his flashes, but we saw that in the preseason, not the regular season.
Well, but
So,
then he had that drop where you were texting me. I mean,
hmm
he's a rookie. I mean, I don't know, buddy. It's
I think Gibbs is going to be fine, but
where's Campbell
like
been?
there was that play right before half where there was a one right before half, wasn't it, where he ran that like Texas route and did he drop it or did he just stop running his route or whatever? But if
Dropped
he
it.
caught that, I think he was going to go 40 yards.
Yeah,
You
try
know?
80. Try 80.
Yeah, I mean, and just seeing that, it's frustrating, I guess. But he's young, and there's going to be a pretty big hole at running back for the next couple of weeks without Montgomery.
Yeah, and I
I
think
mean, you got Craig Reynolds, but Craig Reynolds is the same guy that he has been the last 3 years. And I mean, I like Craig Reynolds a lot. I hope he can
He's not the
show
same
flashes
animal.
like he did 3 years ago. But what was that,
He's not
Joshua?
the same animal, but different beast.
Not the same animal or beast.
Yeah.
well, and speaking of running backs, happy birthday goes out to Billy Sims. I don't know how old he is, but he's a dog.
Old.
I don't know, man. I'm disappointed, but at the end of the day, we weren't going to go undefeated, and hopefully they can learn, fix some things up defensively. I think offensively, a lot of guys stepped up. Cleve Raymond had a touchdown, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, he did on that flea flicker.
So he had him. Craig,
I my two pros for the week were Sam Laporta and Josh Reynolds.
good call on Sam Laporta, man. That last 2 drives, he was
That dude's a dog.
100%.
Yeah. And Josh Reynolds looked really, really, really good. Which
Yeah,
we need Josh Reynolds to be good because I mean you saw yesterday Amon-Ra went down. I don't
but
think
yeah,
he's gonna be out, but
the whole damn team went down.
yeah, literally. It was a bad day to be a Lions fan.
I don't know.
But I don't know.
I'm not gonna keep banging my head against the wall. We'll see if they fix things.
No.
And
I think this week's kind of a get right week. You got the Falcons in Detroit, I believe it's in Detroit.
it is.
And the Falcons are a really bad team on the road. They have been the last 2 years, so hopefully they can take advantage of that,
They just
even with a banged up roster.
They're 2-0, aren't they?
They're 2-0, yeah. But this week's going to be fun, I think.
I love the optimism, boys.
Yeah. So, my Jared Goff reaction of the week. You take that pick six out of the equation, which I don't think it was really his fault as much as the running backs, or I don't know if he got hit or what. He played pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I mean he's been solid all year, man. It's just
Yeah.
I want to see how healthy we can come out of this deal. I mean we were already down Taylor Decker that game, and one more thing that just came to me too is 1 sack against those with 2 offensive tackles out in the NFL. I can't wrap my head around it, man. Aaron Glenn's got to switch something out and get some packages going where you got to do something.
And I'm not gonna play the ref game because I think the refs have been pretty equal across the entire league. It was a blatant hold on that last play when Tyler Lockett scored that touchdown. Hutchinson was obviously held, but at the same time, it's like you can't. That was the last play of the game.
Well, and there was probably flags that should have been called on the Lions that weren't called too.
Yeah,
So
exactly. That grounding call was
bullshit.
pretty questionable on Geno Smith, but I'm not going to blame it on the refs.
How
That
awesome
was
was it?
completely.
Said, I'm speaking to America.
I'm talking to America. That was pretty
Sorry,
funny.
misquoted him. That was funny.
Yeah, it was.
No, that's all I got, Shay. I'm not gonna keep beating my head against the wall. We'll
Nope.
see what happens.
It's a get right week.
This has been humbling for me. Really found out a lot about myself.
It was good for you, man. But Joshua, let's chop it up about the Cowboys. Are they real?
I don't know. I'm kind of afraid to say anything positive about them because I get shit on every time I do, but
Is Dak Prescott the best quarterback in the league this year?
absolutely not. What I have to say though is he did look pretty good against the same defense that Josh Allen struggled against. He did nearly give up a pick, 6 probably. Haas
Yeah.
catches that, but I don't know. When you look at what they've done the last 2 weeks against Giants and the Jets, their defense sure looks like the real deal. Micah Parsons, he's taken it to another level this year, I feel like. And to get 2 more sacks and forced fumble, he kind of looked like a man amongst boys on the forced fumble, just ripping it out. And
Yeah, he did. That was cool.
yeah. So I'm looking forward to, I don't know, we'll see if Cooks, hopefully he's back this week, because CD had a hell of a game where he was the featured wide receiver the entire game. He had 13 targets, 11 catches, 100 and what did he end up having? Yeah, 143 yards. So, and that's with no other wide receiver having more than 4 targets. I would like to see Gallup, who should be the number 2, a natural number 2. He only had 2 targets for 3 yards. And that's with Cooks out. What am I looking at here?
CJ Gardner Johnson possibly out for the season.
For what?
He tore his pec.
Torn pec.
Ray Lewis came back, made the playoff run, Super Bowl. I believe.
That's great news, David.
You guys are really bringing me down. I know, David, I lived with you for how many years? I know the Detroit loss is basically like the next 5 to 6 days are going to be tough. And this is only a day after, so I was prepared. Shay, I can't handle 2 of you in the dumps.
I can handle the loss, man. It's the injury stuff that really pisses me off because it just I don't know. It sucks, man.
If I was there, I'd give you a hug. You need one. You deserve.
I'd be running away.
I'd catch you.
With the dead squirrel.
Anyways, we'll get back to the Cowboys because that's what the listeners want to hear about, I'm pretty sure. Besides Dak looking really good, up until a few throws, I think he's still got some things to figure out. A tight end caught the ball, a couple of them. That was cool. I think we only had 3 drops the first game. I did pick up Ferguson, so he scored me a few points. Pollard,
That boy Josh.
he might be the best back in the NFC East right now because,
What about Deuce Vaughn?
hey, he got some touches.
He did.
He did lower the shoulder a little bit and run someone over. That was kind of cool. Yeah, he ended up with 16 yards, but one of them he delivered the blow, and that's sweet from a 5'5" guy. But Saquon is a beast, but I just got the message earlier he's out probably for 3 weeks for a sprained ankle on a run that all it was just running up the middle to run out the clock so they could kick the game-winning field goal, and he got pulled up on. That sucked. But I don't know. I like where the Cowboys are at. I don't even know who they play this week, though. Who do they have?
You're a shitty fan.
You know what? I've been doing stuff. I'm sick. This is my flu game right here. Me on the podcast as I'm honestly, most people would probably be in bed right now, but here I am for you guys.
Josh's flu pod.
So don't sit here and give me that. Oh, I forgot. They play Arizona.
See, that's a game that the Cowboys are somehow going to lose against the worst team in
Stop
the
it.
league.
Arizona looked really good for the first half against Giants.
They did.
That was a wild game. So
That was a wild game.
I was at my girlfriend's parents' house and didn't have the Cowboys game, but they had NFL Red Zone, which kind of came in clutch because I got to watch the Cowboys a lot. But then it would bounce back to the Giants game. But I don't know. The second half, the Giants looked pretty solid. We'll see if they can do that or if they go back to what they looked like for the first 6 quarters of their season. I had a point about the red zone thing. Oh, kind of makes me nervous how much the Cowboys struggled scoring. They kicked a lot of field goals. So, old Gruff made some field goals, though, so that was good. Still haven't gotten the jersey. Anyways, I think 70-10 is what the Cowboys' score is so far on the season. I think that's been done 5 times in however many years, so not bad.
Yeah, just from watching the game, Josh, I was just like looking at their defense stuff more, and I hope Detroit watches some film too defensively on them. All their stunt stuff and like all their their end tackle twists that they're running, get Michael Parsons free. It's huge, man. They just have a ton of stunts and like false looks where they're walking 7 down in the box, then you're springing out and dropping 4. And
Yeah,
I mean, just really unique stuff that I've never seen. And ET twists are normal, but they're like doing hybrid stuff where they're almost bringing that nose out, and I don't know. It's kind of cool.
They've just got a lot of athletes on that defense that can just play all over the field and makes it very. I don't know who was even talking about Parsons, but he's not your average backer that can line up down on the line or like rush the edge or drop back into coverage and run around the field like he's a safety. Like he can fly. So you got a guy like that. If you can just give him a chance to not get double teamed every play, but if he's getting double teamed or triple teamed, it's leaving other guys open. So I don't know. I've been saying they're the real deal, but I don't think they're going to be tested until they play New England week 4, but San Francisco's week 5, and that's at San Francisco. So that'll be big. We'll see.
I think it's official that the Jets need to find another quarterback.
Yeah,
100%.
Did you?
Zach Wilson's fucking terrible.
I was just looking at the time of possession. 17:45 to 42:15. Cowboys had the ball for 42 minutes of that game. There were so many times where it was like 3rd and 17, and they would just check it down to someone because they didn't trust him to throw the ball.
No, it was incredible to watch.
Like, that's tough.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I don't know. Who do they go get? I really like your 4 quarterbacks that you picked, but I just don't know.
They're all out there.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to pull the trigger on any of them.
I mean, I think the realistic options are obviously like Carson Wentz is out there, but it's also Carson Wentz. You know what you get with Carson Wentz,
Scumbag,
Yeah,
yeah.
that guy shot a black bear. That son of a bitch.
I saw that. He's getting a bunch of
He
heat
almost
for
got
it, too.
canceled for shooting a black bear. By the way, to our listeners, so they don't try to cancel us, I was just out trying to pet the antelope today. I was not actually going to harm any of them. And I never killed
Good for you,
when I
Josh.
hunt, so I don't think we'll get canceled because of that.
are you done with?
I don't think we're big enough to get canceled yet, bud.
You were trying to buy what were you trying to buy? A cricket team last week, and now we're not big enough to get canceled?
I said when we get there.
Oh,
Josh, you said kamikaze.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I've had some time to reflect on that, and honestly, that was an error. I've learned from it.
It's
What
okay, man.
What do you guys think about? Are you done talking about the Cowboys, buddy?
Yeah, I could go on and on about all the good things they're doing right now, but it's a long season. So yeah,
Maybe we'll
come on.
maybe we'll talk about them again after Week 5 because I'm sick of listening to you of 84-10 bullshit and 0 injuries.
Yeah.
So.
7.
Anywho, speaking of injuries, I think Anthony Richardson's going to be the real deal. Like I said last podcast, but he's got to figure out a way to take care of himself.
Trevor Lawrence told him to.
Yeah, then he goes and gets a C word the next game.
Is that what he ended up?
Did he
Is that what
get?
happened?
Yeah, he was out after the first half. He was
Was
out.
it on that touch? Was it on that touchdown run?
I don't remember. I wasn't watching. I just noticed he quit scoring me points in fantasy football, and I went and looked, and he said he was ruled out with a concussion.
Yeah. I didn't know if it was on that touchdown run, but did you see that touchdown run when he got hit in the end zone?
Uh-uh.
He was like running into the end zone. It looked like he could have very easily avoided getting hit. And he's like, "Fuck it, I'll just take it," and just got smoked and smoked his head off the turf.
It's like the Greg Jennings, oh, fuck it, though. Broke my leg.
Yeah,
Team on my back.
literally, yeah. And he got smoked right when he stepped in the end zone too. But no, he is a stud.
Speaking of stud rookies, too, man, Bajeen is the real deal in that Packers
Yeah,
team. He's second in the league right now in rushing yards behind only Christian McCaffrey.
he's so fast, so strong.
Everything. I mean, I watched one
Yeah.
play where he just like made someone look like their ankles were permanently in the grass. Like,
Yeah, and uh, the Packers definitely should have won that game. I didn't watch. I watched like the last whatever was on after the Lions game, and they were up by 12,
Jeez.
and they were up by 12 or 10, one of the two, and they had 3 drives and 3 and outs on all of them.
Lions lose one game, and you're starting to talk about the Packers again, huh? That's all right.
No, I was just talking about the good thing for the Lions is every team in the NFC North lost this week.
yeah, Packers
Yeah.
and Lions are 1-1. Everybody else 0-2.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. That C.J. Gardner Johnson just really killed my vibe.
yeah. That's a
Yeah,
kick to the scrotum right there.
you're kind of making me sad right now when I look at you.
Who's behind him? Is it Tracy Walker then, or what?
Tracy Walker, yeah, which is a good. I mean, just I don't know. Do you roll Brian Branch back there? Or you keep him in the nickel? I don't know. I don't know. I gotta think about this. I'm gonna try not to be a little bitch, but it's just concerning how many injuries. Fucking turf.
At least maybe
Did they play on
maybe
turf again?
I don't.
Is
Well,
it,
I don't.
isn't Seattle
Detroit is-
natural?
Detroit's turf, isn't it?
Oh,
It was
they
in
were in Detroit, weren't they? You did it to yourselves.
What
Hopefully we're getting the injury bug early so that come playoff time when we're in the playoffs we don't have to worry about it.
what in the world is going on with Joe Burrow, boys? He had 35 yards at halftime.
So you got a new woman,
And he hurt his calf again.
but does he have a new woman?
New contract.
I know.
I'm sure he's got bitches crawling.
I'm telling you, maybe if you look at like some of the best golfers in the world, the last like 5-10 years, they all fell apart once they got married. Joe Burrow, is he?
It's a good
Like,
question, John.
Shay's a top 10 podcaster right now in the world, but in about a month and a half
Obviously.
after he gets married, I'm afraid that's going to drop off.
Could fall off. Yeah, it's a big question mark right there.
So, yeah, Joe Burrow's a big old question mark.
One of my buddies is a good big Bengals fan, and we were watching the games at his house yesterday, and so we had the game on obviously right next to the Lions game, and their offense just looked slow. I mean, they picked it up in the second half against the Bengals, but it was too little, too late. And Lamar Jackson looked really fucking good yesterday. But with the Bengals, I mean, they started 0-2 last year. So maybe they're just a slow starting team, I guess. But
Yeah, I think I read Joe Burrow's 1-7 in his like first 2 games since he came into the league.
yeah. But I mean, either way, the Browns game was almost pathetic the way they lost that game. They didn't score a single touchdown. And then 34 yards at halftime from arguably top 3 quarterbacks in the league.
You know what, dude? I'm over the injury thing. Fuck it. We're gonna score 60 points a game. I'm back, baby.
It's not our problem. Yeah.
Like
I like that.
Some
I
people
like
call
your
that
attitude.
being bipolar. Get it checked out.
That's not bipolar, Josh. Jesus Christ.
I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying.
Go get the honey out, bro, and fucking just smother yourself right now.
I forgot about that.
Dakota. Oh, look at that.
I think this is a good time for David to shout out all our sponsors.
Oh man, you're putting me on the spot here.
I am, yeah. I'll shout out Kale Holmes first off. Shout out Kale Holmes.
You never shot me.
What a shout out our gold sponsors tonight. So Kale Holmes, obviously.
Doe.
You got Perino Blade Services. Seems like they've been pretty busy working on roads there in Wyoming lately. I don't know if they've went to any fires or anything like that. I haven't talked to Clint, but sounds like they're doing good. And then you got Sackman Duck Cleaning. The Sackman suck better than you. So, yeah.
Better than anybody.
We appreciate you guys. Hopefully we can get the Detroit Lions sponsoring us pretty soon here.
It's on the way.
Yeah.
I know the way they're trying.
Hopefully just Jared Goff himself.
Oh, jerk off?
Yeah, jerk off, yeah.
I did order some new jerseys, boys. I got 3 on the way.
Oh, jeez. What'd you get? Jerk
I'll
off?
I'll wear them per podcast. A jerk off?
Did you get a jerk off jersey?
Dude, I'll show you.
I like that. What we got going on this week, David? Anything special?
It's called the Redemption Tour.
It is. I like
the
it.
2023 Redemption Tour. No, I don't think I'm going to be doing much. Probably go to the beach, hang out a little bit. Yeah.
Heading to Lincoln this weekend.
Can you surf down where you're at? Is there like waves to surf?
Nah, I don't think so.
I would love to see you get into surfing.
I think I'm going to get ate by a shark.
Belly boarding. Do like the belly boarding thing. Do that instead.
Yeah.
You're going
anything to make you
do.
Shay,
what's up?
Where are you going?
Going to Lincoln.
Oh my god.
Bachelor party. Going to a UNL game.
That almost makes me as nervous as you going to NASCAR.
I'd be way less nervous about this. NASCAR was a 4-day bender. This is only like a day and a half, 2 days maybe. I've got a good mindset going into it. I learned my lesson after NASCAR. Learned a lot of lessons down there. I think I grew up while I was down there. Actually, I grew up after I got back and realized my actions weren't great, you know? And I'm a better person for it. But when NASCAR rolls around next year, it'll probably be a repeat.
Respectfully.
Obviously, yes. And obviously, everything I did down there was alleged. I mean, you never know.
No, I know. I got proof.
It wasn't allegedly. It happened.
I could send you to prison right meow.
Yeah. Good.
He's been holding that over my head for years, Shay. He'll never.
Yeah, that's true. I feel better about myself.
Say.
Yeah. Zach, you gonna go kill an elk or what?
Well, that's the goal. Heading out there.
Where are you going?
To the Badlands of North Dakota.
By Medora or what?
Yeah, it's between Medora and like Wofford, up where the old
north of Medora then, or what?
What was that?
North of Medora?
Yep. Northeast of Medora. And then so I'm gonna head up Thursday, hunt Friday, go watch the old team play on Friday night. It's their homecoming. Hopefully
reminisce.
Hopefully they get a dub. They play Turtle Mountain, which is always a dogfight. Then hunt the next couple days before I come back. We'll see. I've got a cow elk tag and a archery deer tag, so if anything walks close enough for me to shoot, I'll probably just launch an arrow.
Have you been practicing?
Yes, but I'm still shitty. Like, I don't know. Someone who's a good shot would have probably shot that antelope today, but I'm not gonna. He was at like 70 yards standing there. Yeah.
That's a bit of a jaunt with an arrow.
There's some dudes out there that's like easy money, but I was hoping to get him at like 40.
Yeah.
Elk's a
Can't
pretty
really blame
good
you there.
target, so
That's true.
but we'll see. Then if I do shoot one, I'll be calling you boys to come help me carry it out because
Odds are low.
they're not big. They're not small animals. I'm hoping to shoot one on Sunday though, because that's when Rosso said he'll probably make an appearance, so he can pack it out for me.
There you go.
Should be a fun weekend. We'll see. What else we got on the agenda?
I need to order some more Alpha Brain, bro.
You running low?
Yeah.
Did you see? I sent you that link the other day of like the packets you put in your drink.
Yeah, what'd you send me that on? I remember seeing it, but I remember not replying.
You never replied to anything I sent. It was on Instagram.
Oh.
I think it was.
I usually I usually let my Instagram like get filled up to like 20 messages and then just try to watch them all in one night.
No, I've just noticed like along with my suggestions for the podcast or anything, you guys just don't really ever reply, but it's fine.
I went ahead and muted his mic, Shay.
Hey, Josh, can you say something, please?
I actually don't know how to unmute him either, so
Josh, unmute your mic.
bro, you gotta go click it on your computer. I'm sorry, you gotta get up, man. I'm sorry. This one's on me.
Any day, Josh.
Seriously, man. There you go.
Oh, Josh? Josh?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, goddamn Parkinson's kicked in. I pumped the button.
Well, I thought I did it because I kind of got a runny nose, so every once in a while I've been trying to like mute it and then kind of.
He really looked down at his mic too.
I hate you. Anyways, I don't even know what you guys heard or didn't hear. I don't care. What's the next?
Josh, what's your score prediction for Cowboys next week?
Next week against Arizona?
Yeah, I want to hear a score prediction.
I'm going to go with 13-38.
13-38.
Obviously, Dallas winning. Josh Dobbs, he's not the answer to a winning season. What he's an answer to is Caleb Williams. When's Murray get back, actually? I should ask that.
I think it's towards the middle of the
I'll
year.
be back for that game, so.
He's playing COD right now, so.
Yep, 13-38. That'll probably be as accurate as me taking the Vikings beating the Eagles. So
I think the Vikings lose again this week.
man, they
got the Chargers. I don't know where it's at. It might be in Minnesota.
I've watched a few of those episodes of quarterback or whatever.
0-3,
And
baby.
Kirk Cousins kind of had me on his bandwagon, and I'm kind of feeling bad for the guy.
Kirk Cousins reminded me of my basketball coach in high school, and I mean,
You're gonna hurt,
great guy, but
you're gonna
he's a different cat, that's for sure.
You're gonna hurt feelings.
What's that?
Is your basketball coach gonna listen to this?
If he does, thanks for listening.
Respectfully.
That's kind of mean to say about basketball.
I'm not saying Kirk Cousins is a bad guy or my basketball coach is a bad guy. They're just the same person, has the same personality, same tendencies.
Losing?
I wouldn't necessarily say losing.
All right. It's
They both make-
kids like you who talk shit about coaches that makes coaches want to get out of the.
I'm not talking shit about my
David,
coach.
I
I'm
don't
just saying
coach
he
you.
has the same
You were one of
he
those,
has the same personality as Kirk Cousins.
you were one of those guys, huh? All right.
No, I was the opposite. I only talk good about my coaches. I'm just saying he has the same personality as Kirk Cousins. Quit trying to put words in my mouth, Zach, when you I'm not gonna say it.
Quit saying things you're saying, and I won't put the words in your mouth.
Fair enough. But
Anywho,
well,
what is on the agenda next?
I think
they're waiting for Jeopardy.
oh gosh, we got sports
I've
Jeopardy.
been trying to get you. I keep asking.
Oh yeah, here's a problem. I kind of
Jeopardy.
You're a shitty host.
Yeah.
I was at work today.
Vibes are low right now. You got to get the crowd
I
up.
know. I know. I got
all this
I got
Detroit
one.
Lions talk got everyone kind of down in the dumps. So
I was in the dumps today. My back hurt today at work. I had a rough day. I'm gonna be honest, boys. I kind of forgot.
do you not have questions?
I got one that I thought of earlier.
Nah, we'll save it for another episode. Bro.
Let's save it for the next
Oh,
episode. That was solely on me, boys. I even made the script or the agenda today. I sent it.
I was so proud of
I
you
know.
when
I
you
was.
made the script.
I was really proud of myself too.
Okay.
I sent it. I'm like, oh gosh. I'm like, right when I get home from work, I'm gonna get the questions. And shit
Bro,
like
this is the proudest I've been of my nephew since you graduated high school that day, and now I'm just fucking disappointed again.
I'm disappointed in myself, man. I think it's still
damn.
a NASCAR hangover.
Let me save the show yet again.
Do you have your own questions, Josh?
I need 30 seconds.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, you kind of put me on the spot here.
I have one question.
Okay, let's hear your one question.
Who is the only quarterback in NFL history to have a 30 touchdown, 30 interception season?
Jameis Winston.
Correct. That was my only one.
Wow, I would have got that one at least. Let's see here.
Sorry, Josh.
I am the
idiot.
champion, baby. Nobody needed that more than me, baby.
I'm so proud of you right now, David.
Oh, I needed that.
It's the only positive thing that's happened to the Detroit Lions or their fan base in the last 2 days. But good job, David. Anyways,
It's called season, dipshit.
sorry to the listeners who just heard me with the little snot sniffle thing there. That's my bad. I did that really close to the mic.
It's not snot.
Well, when you do coke and then the drip.
Jesus, gosh.
Oh my god. You want us to get canceled, don't you?
That was a joke.
Why would you say that?
I've grown. That was a joke. You know that was a joke. I don't do coke. I've never done coke. I've actually never done coke. Anyways,
allegedly.
Let's see if you boys can get this. This is me saving the show, by the way, Shay.
Thanks, Josh.
Is known as the Golden Bear? You guys can just ring the buzzers.
John.
Nothing?
Buzz.
Buzz.
Shay, buzz first.
John Daly.
David? You buzzed in second? You buzzed and didn't have a reply? You taking plays out of Shay's playbook now, huh? All right. Moving on.
Can I buzz one more?
No, you good.
Phil Mickelson.
It is Jack Nicklaus. Dumbasses.
Jack Nicklaus. I was froze there for a second, bro. Sorry. Look at the podcast. I was froze as shit, man.
He was.
1 point for me.
I have played at this golf course. I have a pin flag from this golf course.
Harry Knowles.
Is this a golf Jeopardy?
Is the golf course that is also known as the home of golf.
This is stupid. This is not a golf podcast.
I'm assuming it's in Scotland, the Scotland golf course.
Really? You think they're going to name it the Scotland golf course?
I don't fucking know.
I'm not having fun.
Could.
I went into football questions here. Just answer this one. You can't see it, but it's the old course at St. Andrews, guys. Come on.
Old course at St. Andrews.
Oh, you froze again, huh? Okay.
He froze. He was frozen.
Last question. It's a football question.
You only have 4 questions?
Well, no, I have multiple, but I didn't want this to run. you guys haven't gotten any right, so I don't think the listeners would want to listen to you not know.
Have you watched me swing a golf club and you think I'm going to know any of these goddamn answers?
Okay, I went to football. Let's see if you can do.
I golf right-handed and I'm left-handed. That shows you how good I am at golf.
Tell me this. Which NFL team had a winless season in 2008?
Go to hell, Josh.
Detroit Lions. Respectfully.
I love that popped up as a question. That's funny. Was not the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, who is considered the father of American football? Please buzz in. You guys have been blurting your answers without buzzing. Please buzz in.
Buzz.
Yes, David.
Vince Lombardi.
No.
Who's that? Who's the old coach for? It would have been for, I think, Green Bay, Pittsburgh.
You guys just want me to tell you this one because I've never heard of this guy, and you can tell me if you've heard of him.
Yeah, go ahead.
Walter Camp.
Buzz.
Shay.
Well, Walter
Walter
Camp.
Oh, hey, nice job. You were froze again.
What's the Walter Camp Award? Isn't that an award in college?
That's
Right?
the best quarterback, isn't it?
I don't know. Let me look.
Or running back?
Guys, I barely know the players on the Dallas Cowboys, let alone who is the father of American football. All right,
Who's the father of
know
American
this
football?
one.
Walter Camp is the nation's most outstanding football player, regardless of position.
Isn't that called the
There's your
Heisman?
answer.
No, I
Different
think
award, man.
Okay.
award, dude.
All right, we're just giving out multiple outstanding player awards. Okay. In which U.S. state is the NFL Hall of Fame located? Please buzz in.
Buzz.
Buzz.
Canton, Ohio.
What? Are you shitting me, Josh? I buzzed first.
Get better internet. There must be a lag because you were
Oh my
At
gosh.
a second behind David.
I'm getting hosed right now.
It did only ask for the U.S. state. You do not get extra points for knowing the city as well.
Good.
In which, read the question wrong. In what year was the NFL established?
Buzz. 19.
I didn't call
Something.
you, but go ahead. What?
Oh, no. Go ahead, dude.
David.
Well, I was thinking, here's what I was thinking. I think the NFL was established after all those championships because I wanted to say 1909, but I'm realistically going to wheel back in and go 1920.
You are correct.
No way.
Wow. That is an unbelievable guess from Dave Christensen. I don't know what the score is.
He looked that up on his phone while he was.
No, his hands were up.
No, he did. Yeah,
His eyes were on the screen.
100%.
That's unbelievable. All right.
Shock the
Let's
nation.
see if Dave, I'm going to just let Shay answer this one before you just because I feel like if not, this is going to be a blowout. Who founded the NFL?
Probably the NFL.
Oh my gosh. The NFL's a person now?
I really don't know that. I think I'm too young.
Dave, I will give you 5 seconds to think about it. If we could go to commercial, I would. But this isn't a live broadcast, and we don't have enough sponsors for that. So just take a second. 5 seconds.
Yeah, I don't think the 5 seconds is going to help me. I don't think I'm
5,
grown enough.
4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, David.
I thought
Can I see your hands, though, so I know you're not Googling?
George Halas.
George Halas. Some would maybe pronounce it George Halas. I don't know what the pronunciation is. I don't even know how to spell it. But you are correct yet again. Unbelievable.
Oh my god.
Dave, this is why you are usually not the mediator. Geez, what's it called? What's the
host.
host? Yeah, of the game show because you know all the answers. All right, last question of the night. I would like to just maybe give Shay at least 1 point. Which NFL player caught the helmet catch during the 40-second Super Bowl?
Buzz, 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 buzz.
You didn't have to buzz. We were just giving this one to
Buzz.
you anyways.
Buzz, buzz.
David?
Beep. What the fuck?
I'm gonna let Shay
Buzz.
go.
Okay,
Nobody
go.
needs it.
No, I don't want
think
it.
Dave
I don't
knows
want
the
it
answer.
anymore.
Anyway, Shay.
I don't want it anymore. I want Dave to answer
Who
it.
is it?
I'm not.
It is actually, here's a hint.
Mexico first.
Here's a hint for you, Shay, just so you know, a little help. It is who Dave is named after.
What?
What?
Dave is named after this player. What? Do
What?
neither of you know the answer to who had the helmet catch in the Super Bowl?
I remember. I thought it was Plexico Burris, but I
It
don't.
was
think
Plaxico Burris.
Are you? You two are the two dumbest people I know.
I swear to God, it was Plaxico Burris.
I thought.
Plexico Burris is the one that shot himself. He's not the one that had the helmet catch.
After he had the helmet catch
He caught the game-winning touchdown.
and the helmet catch.
Oh my gosh. If I
Who
had
was
been
it?
texting Dave the answers this entire time, you guys wouldn't have got any of these right.
George Hallis.
David Tyree, boys. David Tyree. He
Oh,
only kept
dang
his
it.
career. Fact check me on that. That might not be correct, but it is the only catch I've ever witnessed him make. So
You know, when I'm a host and people don't answer right, I don't call them the stupidest guys in the world. You know,
That was
I didn't take my-
extremely rude.
I didn't take my alpha brain today. I also thought Plexico Burris.
was Plexico Burris
Sorry,
like a
Josh.
real answer, or were you guys just like kind of?
No, I was literally going to say Plaxico Burris.
I was gonna say David Tyree.
That's what I thought you were going to say, Dave.
Shut the
Well,
fuck up.
that was embarrassing for all involved. Anyways, do we have anything else you would like to talk about?
The end of the show, bro. I'm ready for a new outlook on life after next week.
All right. Well, hopefully this.
I thought doing this show would take my morale up. My
That's-
morale was I was coming up slowly after I got off work, and after I did the show, I'm fucking way down here.
The CJGJ,
Way.
the CJGJ news really just dick punched me.
See Breezy, man. See Deuce. Not looking good, bro. Not looking good.
So are we?
Well, Shay.
Are we to the segment that all the listeners have come to listen to?
Oh, yes. With that being said, we are going to move on to our Sackman advice of the day.
So for those of you that
And this
have
is also going to bring my morale down even more than I am down now.
most of you listeners usually just fast forward to this part of the show, so I'll just keep it quick for you. In order to live a happy life, I recommend not basing that happiness off of a win or a loss of a sports team, because as you can see, it really puts you in a tough spot when your team, doesn't win. So if you are a person that does that, I recommend being a fan of the Dallas Cowboys. Otherwise, I would find another place to look for happiness than wins and losses of your sports teams. With that, that is the Sackman advice of the day.
That was terrible fucking advice. Absolutely awful.
It could change your guys' lives.
Won't.
I have been.
Respectfully.
You have no idea how many days I've had to just be there for Dave and just let him cry on my shoulder and things in college because the Lions. Shay, you're becoming a Lions fan in the golden years. Dave.
I was literally with the Lions the last
you're-
3 years.
you've
I don't
been
know why
Lions
you
fan
keep
for 2
pulling.
months, dude.
You keep pulling this out of your
Bro.
ass that I was somewhere else. I was an alter ego of mine. No, I'm the same guy.
Were you a fan
It's
in
shit.
08?
I could barely talk in 08,
Says a
man.
whole lot about Dave's character. He was young enough; he could have jumped off the bandwagon and jumped onto any other bandwagon out there, but he didn't.
Well, respectfully, I jumped off the Packers bandwagon in like when Aaron Rodgers was pretty much at his peak,
Was it?
and I
Oh,
said, you know what?
was it?
To hell to this guy. I'm a Jared Goff fan, and Jared led me to here. You know, respectfully, that's what did.
Okay. I just want to see you guys happy. I just want you to find.
I am
I just
happy.
want you to
I'm
find
extremely
something in
happy.
your lives that you could look forward to. You know.
You know what would make me happy? Respectfully,
Respectfully, obviously, yeah.
no more advice for today.
With
I love you. Yeah, that's great advice, Josh. He's right. But I ain't gonna follow that shit.
Okay. Well, you know what? Next
Thank
week I won't just target you two. Mostly, I'll
you, Josh, for your
out our
advice.
listeners because I was just trying to look out for you, boys.
Oh, thank you. I really do
I
appreciate
care
it.
about you and I want to see you happy.
Thank you.
And I hope that pec heals really quick.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Wrap it up, boys.
But with that being said, I think that's going to be the end of this show. Josh can go to hell and go Lions. F the Cowboys.
Shock the nation.
Have a good night.